Hey everybody, does the Brass Eagle Eradicator suck as bad as everybody says it does? I got one here and let's find out. So basically this gun is another gun like that Piranha GTI I featured in my last video that has been used and abused and thrown in the closet and forgotten about and probably would never see the light of day unless it fell into the hands of somebody like me. So basically what I did was take it apart. You can see the bolt, you can see the hammer is all gummed up. I mean, it's just absolutely covered in grime and gross crap. This gun probably had never been maintained at all from its previous owner. I mean, these guns were sold at big box stores. That was Brass Eagle's bread and butter back in the day. So you get them falling into 10, 12-year-old kids' hands who'd use them for a little while and then say they sucked on the internet and then just throw them away. So all I want to do is clean it up, put new O-rings on it, and see if it's really as terrible as everybody says it is. Because the Brass Eagle Eradicator is one of the worst reviewed paintball guns of all time. Nobody likes this gun. Everybody says it sucks. It's got no features. It doesn't even have a foregrip. I mean, it's so bare bones. It could not be more simple if it tried. This was just Brass Eagle's attempt to get the cheapest semi-auto gun possible onto the market and make a quick buck. I mean, really, I gotta clean it up. I'm showing you guys footage of me cleaning it up. The bolt O-rings have turned into jelly. The hammer is covered in corrosion, probably from paint deposits being left on it, and then it just corrodes the outside, so I gotta polish that up. Put in a new spring guide, all new seals, new cup seal. This is a gun that has an integrated bottom line. This gun has a braided hose, but it doesn't even lead into I think it's like a 1/8 thread or something. You could maybe put a vertical adapter on here, but no, it's got a proprietary one, so you can't even do that. So you're stuck holding on to nothing with a hose, or like this, or you see people going out there with some of this action, snap shooting and all, servantee, some servantee action. So basically I've cleaned it up and I'm gonna put this gun through the paces in the most likely scenario that it faced when people bought it. It's a newer player who puts crappy paint, crappy gas, CO2, and uses the crappy stock barrel and tries to play paintball with it. So let's see what happens.
That was terrible paint.
So obviously that paint is absolutely terrible. It's unusable. I mean, of course, if I was a 12-year-old kid with nothing better to do, I would go on the internet and blast this gun and say it's terrible and it sucks and just blame the paint. I mean, that was the cheapest paint I could buy. I'm not even going to mention what brand it is, but it's bad. It's super, super cheap. But I'm just going to make one little change and see what the difference is. I'm going to take the stock barrel. I'm going to replace it with a nicer barrel. Ignore that. This barrel happens to be a JT 2-piece barrel that they made probably 10, 12 years ago. And just put it on here. There we go. I mean, these guns are spider threaded and there's no shortage of spider barrels out there, that's for sure. So let's put a nice barrel on there, put a nice gas through it, HPA of course, and see what the difference is.
Much better. See? Ain't so bad after all.
This gun shoots night and day different from when you're shooting crappy paint through a crappy barrel and nice paint through a nice barrel. That paint happened to be GI 4-star. And it shot really well. I mean, it's a mechanical blowback. You're not going to get above maybe 5 or 6 balls per second anyway. But this shoots just as good as any Spider or a Zodin or any modern blowback. There's not really that many anymore. And this gun was competing when there was probably 20 brands out there making stack tube blowbacks. So really, I think this gun was mostly doomed by the target market. The target market of little kids with either parents' money and they don't want to spend anything, or sadly their own dollar, and this was all they could afford. So they buy this gun and put just the bare essentials through it, probably have a gravity feed hopper, and shoots like crap in that configuration. I don't deny that for a second. I would never go on the field with this gun in its stock configuration shooting really crappy paint through it. It's just going to be, it's a total disaster. It's a mess. The Eradicator is a mess if you're using crappy paint through it. My cat's scratching at the door. Cassie! Cassie! No! You don't scratch at the door. Where was I? Oh yeah, that's pretty much it. The Eradicator's not too bad actually, if you put some nice stuff on it. That's pretty much it. So yeah, so go out there and shoot all fools with a Brass Eagle Eradicator. There's no air in this tank, but yeah, it's not too bad.